Hey, YouTube, this is the art of prepping. Bad information out there about various personal protection tools. I got two examples for you. Stay tuned. So, first of all, here, I just want to say that some companies like to compare apples against oranges, and there's really nothing to compare for. It's just they're totally made for totally different things. Like this company it's ran by women for personal protection, and well, that's wonderful and all. Who cares? The facts is that they don't have the facts, and this is the real sham. There's so many people are like, yeah, I represent this and that and everything, but then they don't even have real information and they don't even do a service to supposedly their special group that they represent. And so in this particular case, we see that example that this company sells tasers, and they're trying to make this big comparison against guns, in particular handguns. Of course, they don't even get the picture right. They actually use a BB gun instead of a real gun. And then in the copy here, when you start reading it, it goes, yeah, the gun is a lethal weapon. And that's why, it's actually not as good as the non-lethal taser. Maybe you need a little bit more stopping power, Maybe you don't have time or the option to tase or pepper spray 5, 10 people at one time. Things in the real world are so different, though, than hypothetical situations. People always ask me, well, why would you ever really need to have that kind of capacity on that rifle that you have or whatever? And I'm like, well, maybe there could be a group of people that come and try to like rob or break into my house at night. And if I just happen to be alone that night, it sure would be good to actually have more bullets in the gun than less. And, it's the silliest crap. And so this is the same thing. Yes, it's a lethal weapon. And no, it doesn't have an average of 2 miles of protection or radius. This is ridiculous. Most people are lucky to shoot a few dozen yards accurately, not 2 miles. Okay, and they said you have to aim the gun. Well, I'm sorry, but they're just trying to make a comparison, though. Yeah, you have to aim it, and it doesn't have a laser on the gun because you didn't put one on there. They put one on the actual taser, on this taser here, and they're trying to make a comparison against a gun that doesn't have a laser or a flashlight. Well, you could simply put a laser or a flashlight on the handgun, but they don't want to talk about that. They say it has 10 rounds of backup. Okay. Once again, this probably came from a Japanese or Chinese company. Who knows? But all I can tell you that guns come in different sizes with different capacity, under 10 rounds and above 10 rounds and all over the place. So it's ridiculous. And it says the gun won't fire if you set it down. I sure hope it doesn't fire when you set it down. That would be a very dangerous gun. And then it goes on. It says that if the gun is stolen, it's not going to be replaced by the manufacturer. I don't think it's the actual problem of the manufacturer to replace stolen guns. You have insurance for that reason, and you have gun safes for that reason. So, I mean, it goes on and on if you read both sides, but they're comparing apples against oranges. And this is the ridiculous part. If you read this, you would think that you just have to pick one or the other. But in reality, you would use these together, just like you would use pepper spray in a handgun, or you would have a blade and pepper spray, or a blade and a taser. So basically, these are two different separate items for separate types of uses. Now, let's go into this next example, and this is Saber Red. I love their products. I don't know if they're in conjunction with this particular group. The company that put this ad up here is a women's self-defense group, and which is all great and everything. But this is what the ad says: carry the pepper spray which can't be used against you. Well, when you say pepper spray, I'm assuming that you're definitely not saying pepper gel. So a wind can blow pepper spray back in your face. It's called splashback. And so first of all, Mother Nature could just went ahead and refuted your claim. But number two, even if you do get the first shot off and you get someone, what's to say that the other two bad guys next to you can't grab your hand or rip it off of your little lanyard, your little cute little pink lanyard, and just rip it right off? Do you think, though, that just having pepper spray fixes all problems? Let me just tell you, just like in my opinion, the truth. Most females that I know, and to even be more truthful, all the females I know, either don't even carry their pepper spray or it's at the bottom of their purse and it's under about 50 other items, okay? And it takes like 10 minutes to even locate the pepper spray. And do you think it's going to be actually available when you really need it? Like magically, it's just going to be in your hand? Absolutely not. In most cases, even if you're well trained and you have a handgun right there at your 4 o'clock position, okay, readily accessible, you're lucky to even access your handgun or even a knife. Things happen in the real world and you get attacked so fast, you're lucky to even have time to respond. You may get hit in the face so hard that you really basically, you don't know if you're going to pass out or not. You may be getting choked. One moment you're so distracted getting groceries, you're putting groceries in your car and you're getting choked out. So if you think you're having all this time to dig around in your purse, access your wonderful pepper spray that can never be used against you, we live in a delusional world. And so there's limitations on everything. All self-defense products can be used against you, regardless of what people say. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. And if you have any comments, leave them down below. Take care.